And we welcome you back to the Rowdy Studios. We got paper. We got paper all over the place.
Sheaths of it.
As we review the Geico 400 from Chicagoland Speedway, we've talked about the good. Let's talk about the bad. Let's talk about Joe Gibbs Racing.
Who was the top finishing Joe Gibbs Racing driver, Bassmasters?
Was it Joey Logano?
It was Joey Logano in 16th. That says all you need to know.
Well, let's start from the back with Denny Hamlin.
Oh.
Not a good day at all for the 11 team. A lot of people thought maybe they're a dark horse coming into the chase. The pressure's off. They'll find some speed. It's just too many problems today.
I'm not going to call anybody out, but it was Reed Spencer who named Denny Hamlin a dark horse to win the championship. I'm not going to call Reed out.
No, you don't want to say that Reed Spencer was wrong and totally off base in what Reed Spencer said when Reed Spencer came in
He's
here.
a friend of Rowdy, and we don't want to alienate Reed Spencer for some off-the-wall dark horse pick that Reed Spencer might have made in saying Denny Hamlin could still win the championship.
It was a terrible day for him.
It was, and it was like I couldn't even keep up with everything that happened, with the tire going down and this and that and the other thing, and he's 2 laps down, then he's 1 lap. I mean, it wasn't just that they missed the setup. It was just
they missed everything.
They missed everything. He missed. Mike Ford missed. It's like, you know, I go back to my old theory. After you lose a championship, you gotta. It's going to take you a couple years to work your way back.
Why was that your theory?
Until you're.
It's never
your
your
Carl
theory.
Edwards 2008 theory.
Okay,
right.
Let's talk about Kyle Busch. Let's talk about Kyle Busch. He fared a lot better in a sense than Denny. He ran better. He was up towards the front. Pretty much every pit stop, though, those guys had a little poo-paw, and you just can't give up positions like that, even though you've got a talented driver in Kyle Busch. And Kyle made a mistake once himself sliding through the pit box, and then they ran out of gas. So it was just not good for those guys either.
But even though they were so much stronger than Denny Hamlin, they still weren't the Kyle Busch that you expect to see at a downforce track. They weren't the Kyle Busch out there towards the front, fighting for the lead, fighting for a top 5.
They could have been.
Even if they
had made too many mistakes.
I think they still didn't have it. I still don't think they had the speed to be a top 3, maybe even a top 5 car, regardless of mistakes. That's what concerns me more than the mistakes, because you figure mistakes, they're anomalies. You're not going to expect them to make the same mistakes week in and week out, but they were off the pace enough that they weren't going to challenge for the win.
But I want to say this now. Track position is so big at a track like this. If you look at the 56 car, he stays out that one time figuring they'll get another caution or everyone's going to pit again, which, of course, didn't happen. And they ran pretty well with a 17 there. I mean, they held their own for quite a while.
With 2 tires, they were able to hold off.
Well, they stayed out. I mean, they stayed out, right?
They stayed out completely.
Yeah, so I think it's like they had a chance, really, to show how important clean air is going to be. So when you make mistakes that take you from, you know, top 5 down to 10th, and you're on all this swirling dirty air on a track like this, you don't get to show whatever speed you have. It becomes very difficult.
Swirling dirty air.
Swirling dirty air.
It's very poetic.
Not a good day for Joe Gibbs Racing. They'll have a chance to bounce back in New Hampshire, and boy, they're going to have to.
Can they? Can Kyle Busch make up the 19-point deficit he now faces?
He can make it up, but you know, what you do is you make your life a lot harder, and you decrease the probability that you're going to win a championship.
Okay.
But he could still do it. All right, for Buzz Cutler, I'm Bassmasters. We'll see you next time from the Rowdy Studios.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.